Now, just like our previous video, ChatGPT, it picked Sunni Islam over Shia Islam being closest to the Prophet. So it picked Sunni Islam wins. And now we did something similar, and we said, can you do the same thing between Salafism and non-Salafism? Which is closer to the Prophet's methodology? And ChatGPT wrote, yes, we can do the same kind of neutral evaluation for Salafism versus non-Salafism. Let's break it down. And here in its conclusion, it says, if the metric is closeness to the Prophet's methodology as practiced by the first generation of Muslims, Salafism aligns more directly with that goal because it intentionally seeks to replicate the Prophet's practice and the early Muslim generations. Non-Salafism is fully within Islam, but it is more interpretive and contextualized, so it may deviate in methodology while remaining faithful in core beliefs. Conclusion: neutral methodological perspective. From a purely textual and historical standpoint, Salafism is closer to the Prophet's methodology than non-Salafist approach. So Mr. Daniel Hakikato, constantly rebelling against Salafism, look what ChatGPT says. Allahu Akbar. Salafism methodology is closer to the Prophet than non-Salafism. Okay, so this is really going to enrage Daniel Hakikato and his followers. I said, okay, so if Wahhabism and Salafism, is Wahhabism and Salafism closer to Islam than non-Wahhabi and non-Salafism? And look what the verdict is. Neutral conclusion: Salafism and Wahhabism are closer to Islam in the sense of methodological fidelity to the Prophet and early Muslim generation. Non-Salafist and non-Wahhabi approaches are still valid Islamic, but are more interpretive, contextual, and historically developed, which makes them slightly further from the original methodology of the Prophet. Oh, Daniel. Now they're going to say ChatGPT is sponsoring Wahhabism. They're going to say, oh, it's run by Wahhabis. It's run by the UAE. It's run by Saudi Arabia. It's invested. Yeah, ChatGPT, it's Israeli. Has to be Israeli. Has to be Israeli inspired. Right? That's what they're going to say now. You heard it, folks. You heard it. It clearly says, neutral conclusion, Salafism and Wahhabism are closer to Islam in the sense of methodological fidelity to the Prophet and early Muslim generation. Non-Salafist and non-Wahhabi approaches are still valid, says it's still valid Islamically, but are more interpretive, contextual, and historically developed, which makes them slightly further from the original methodology of the Prophet. So there you have it, folks. Salafism and Wahhabism is closer to the message of Islam, closer to the Prophet ﷺ and early Muslim generation than non-Salafists and non-Wahhabis. And so what would Daniel Hakikato and all of his fan base say now? Oh, the UAE is bribing ChatGPT now, right? That's what they'll say now. I'm telling you, this is exactly what they're going to go out and say.